angels, and welcome back to my channel. If any of you are new here, then my name is Kaushal, and today I'm going to be doing a video all about soap brows. There's this trend going on YouTube and just like social media in general where people are doing their brows by using some soap. The original video that was posted was by Pixie Woo. I'm going to leave a link to it below. But I was really intrigued by this because basically my eyebrow hairs don't really grow that much and they're very kind of just long. I don't know if anyone else has the same issue. Me and my cousin were talking a few weeks ago and she was like, you know what, me and you have very similar eyebrows. Like our eyebrow hairs are just so long, but there's not like any thickness to them. And I was really intrigued to see how this works on someone like me who has really rubbish eyebrows. But yeah, I just wanted to test this out in general. I've been dabbling in and out of this technique for the past like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on it and obviously show you guys how I do it. But before I get into this video, if you guys would like to keep up to date with my future uploads, then please don't forget to subscribe. The button is just right there, and all of my social media links like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat will all be in the info box as well. So I've tried this technique when I've had no foundation on my face versus when I have like all my base done, and I find that this technique works best when you don't have anything on your base. I'm just going to get straight into filling my brows in and using soap. So the tool that I'm going to use is this number 7 Anastasia Beverly Hills spoolie slash slanted brush, and I have used spoolies which are kind of just like this on a stick, but I find that the actual spoolie length is too long, whereas this one's quite short, and I find that I can get into my brows really well. So I've got the tool and now I need the soap. So this is the soap that I'm going to be using. This is just the Pears soap. You want to use something which is like a colourless soap, and this is like one of the most famous like colourless soaps that you can possibly ever get. I believe this is like £1 or £1.50. It's not very expensive. So obviously you've got your 2 products here, but you need some water to kind of get into the soap. So for the water, I'm actually just going to go in with this Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. So I'm going to spray my brush, then all I do is I rub this into the soap. I find that you don't want to make it too like frothy or anything, and if you're feeling like you're not getting much out of it, I always go in with some more spray. So going in again a little bit more. So I've just brought you guys up a little bit closer so you can see exactly what I'm doing, but I've got a good amount of soap on my spoolie, and now I'm just going to run that through my brows. And this is basically going to make them look so much fuller. So what the soap and the spoolie are doing together is it's setting all my hairs in place and it's kind of flattening it towards my skin. And this also means that you don't need any brow gel or anything like that on top. So what I do is I kind of brush my hairs, not up, because if I was to brush them up, I'll show you guys. Like that's how long my eyebrow hairs are. So I always brush them kind of to the side, and then I kind of like push the ends in so they're not looking too crazy. But as you can tell already from this eyebrow to this eyebrow, they look so much more groomed, which is the thing that I love the best about it. So this is the before and this is the after, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing onto this eye. I spray my brush a little bit more just because it dries out sometimes, and rubbing it back into the soap. And now I'm just brushing my hairs again, but on this side. And again, I have really, really, really long eyebrow hairs, so it can look a little bit weird. But you've just got to kind of work with what you've got and make sure that you don't look like the werewolf. Also, you want to use a clear soap so that you basically don't see any white residue. So this is what my brows look like after I've put some soap in them. And what I like to do now is I like to let my eyebrows dry, because if you go in with product straight away, it can move your eyebrow hairs around and it can kind of mess the structure up. So I'm just going to let my brows kind of dry off a little bit. Actually, the first time I did this technique, I felt like my brows were like stuck to my head and they felt very, very heavy. I feel like they still do feel like that, but it's not as bad because I've got used to the feeling. So when you first do it, you're going to be like, oh my God, I feel like I can't like move move my face, but you do get used to that feeling. So I feel like my brow hairs are quite dry now, and I'm just gonna go and fill them in. So you can actually leave your brows like this if you've got quite thick brows. It kind of just sets them into place and it makes them look fuller, but I'm not blessed in that department, so I am gonna go in with a brow pomade, and this is the ABH one. This is in the shade dark brown. I really find that this technique works best with a pomade like this, and that's because if you're gonna use like a brow pencil or anything like that, it can move your brow hairs and it's just gonna like basically mess up the soap that you've got underneath. I'm going to take some of this dip brow and I'm going to use that same number 7 brush, and I'm just going to fill my eyebrows in as I usually would. One thing I find is that with this technique I use kind of less filling in product because obviously my brows look a lot thicker than they were initially. So I just kind of like do small strokes like how I'm doing right now and just make sure that I'm filling in any gaps. And then I do like to go over the front bit with like a clear spoolie just to make sure that there's no like crazy product right at the front. So that is this brow filled in, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So here are my brows all filled in, and one thing that I do like to do before I move on to my base is I like to clean my brow edges up, and for that I've stopped using a concealer and I just use a foundation. So today I'm going to use the YSL Touche Éclat foundation. I get the tiniest amount on the back of my hand, and I'm taking the Zoeva 233 brush, which is kind of like a flat synthetic brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and clean up any edges that may be a little bit kind of messy looking, and this just kind of ties the whole look together. Put some makeup on, and this is the final look with my soap brows. I would love to know your guys' thoughts on it if you've tried this technique out before, and please share any other tips and tricks you have for eyebrows in general in the comments below for everyone else, so that, you know, we're sharing the makeup love. I personally am a little bit on the fence with this technique. I love the way my eyebrows look, but I don't really like the way that my eyebrows feel because they feel a bit hard and stiff. But yeah, that I guess is the end of this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and also if you would like more kind of short fun tutorials like this. And of course don't forget to subscribe as well if you guys are new here. And yeah, that's all from me, and I guess I will see you all in my next video.